Yo guys, how you doing? Sharing some thoughts this week on rep training and what reps to do at what times, how much rest should you have, all that stuff. Like one of the biggest things I see, and obviously, there's a lot of information out there on the internet now, and like you hear people say, "Oh, this rep range is good for this. This rep range is good for this. This rep range is good for this." Like my take on it is a little bit different. Like I think each type of training, like to say you're doing 6 sets of six or 5 sets of 12 or whatever it might be, every type of training has a fantastic purpose. Just say, for example, like 6 sets of six gains muscle. That's it, and that's the only one you should do. You see a lot of this ridiculous stuff out there, and that's completely crazy because you're robbing yourself of more growth even by not diving into other rep ranges and other ways of doing things. So, like, just say for a general period of time, like anywhere from sort of 4 to 8 weeks, you might do 6 sets of six, and then another 6 weeks you might do 8 sets of 12 or 8 sets of 16, something like that. And like I'm going to use like a sort of like a sports specific sort of format here because a lot of my friends actually do MMA, so they'll be able to share some thoughts with me on this too and tell me whether I'm off the mark or not. Like one thing I look at when it comes to the components of mixed martial arts, like this is like UFC type stuff for you guys who don't know, and like analyzing the sport and the components I look at from a sport specific point of view, and like being a fitness trainer, and I don't claim to have any degrees. It's just purely from an analytical point of view, and look, I've never actually fought myself, but I've trained in it quite a bit, and so I understand what the feelings are and what sort of needs to have the most conditioning. Like one big thing in MMA is lactic acid tolerance. Like he, this lactic acid tolerance is like essentially when someone's muscles burn out. And they can't really lift their arms or they can't really do anything. So your lactic acid tolerance has got to be up. Like the lactic acid tolerance would be for something like wrestling or grappling or a sport where you're going to be heavily in contact with like using your arms and legs a lot, and you need sort of good endurance. This is where it's going to come in really handy because the endurance of the muscle and what it can produce, like from I suppose the size, you could see it as the increasing the size of your fuel tank, so to speak. So by increasing your lactic acid tolerance, you're heightening your ability to not burn out, so to speak. And then, like, I sort of look at it from another point of view of like when you throw kicks and punches. For example, like I've found like my punching power increase when I did a lot of strength work. So anywhere from sort of 1 to 6 reps, I found the strength in my punches, my speed even actually helped quite a bit. Like the power, just the power in my hands. So you look at it from that point of view and what rep ranges represent what. It's a very multifaceted purpose. So to approach it just a one size fits all approach is, I would encourage you as not the way to go. Purely for the sense you could be missing out on a lot if you stick to one rep range. That, and also you're increasing your risks of injury by doing so. Make sure you move rep ranges, switch rep ranges, switch rest periods, all that stuff. You look, when it comes to variety in your training, you want to make sure that there is a structure and a specific purpose, but you don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again, like for months at a time. So, you know, go into it with a thorough understanding and look at things from an intelligent point of view. It's like, okay, well, what's my purpose here? Like I could build muscle with, and this is all true. Like, it's definitely not a specific thing because each individual is different. You know, some people could respond better to 6-rep training and could gain muscular hypertrophy and size that way. You know, some people could respond better to 12-rep training. Some people could respond even to 20 or 25-rep training. You just don't know. So utilize them all, structure them in a way where you can utilize all these rep ranges and components, and don't rob yourself of anything. Have a well-rounded approach, and your body will thank you for it in the long run. And what you will notice is you'll notice a diversity in the way your body grows and what it's able to cope with, even from a sports specific point of view. So I hope I've shed some light on that for you. You know, if you've got any questions, don't be shy to sort of leave any questions at the bottom of this video. I'd love to answer them. Love to clarify. Love to leave it open for discussion as well. Like, as I mentioned before, some of my mixed martial arts friends, what their take on it is, I'd love to hear it. So take care, guys, and I look forward to chatting to you again soon. Bye-bye.